game, a lot of energy. I thought at the end when Shane Walker fouled out, because Don Marcus just did a story on Shane, I thought when Shane fouled out, the flow of the ball slowed down. Walker's really good, like we wanted to run the clock and score, because everyone's going to say, well, you're holding the ball. No, we just wanted to run some clock and then execute quick hitters. Shane A is a good three-point shooter for a five-man, so we couldn't throw it back to him for threes. And Glover is as good a player as I've seen in 8 years in this league. Glover is unbelievable. He's a second-half warrior. I think that he can make the NBA. There were 5 NBA scouts here. They like him and Machado, and 10 NBA scouts here, which is great for us. And really happy. Jim Paquette and I discussed every problem we had today is a good problem. You know, not enough seats, all these things, too many media, blah, blah, blah. And that's been a lot of hard work for 8 years, but Jim and I will figure it out because we're just going to charge more money. No, I'm just kidding. But we're working on this thing of being sold out and getting the kids. The most important thing is that the kids are playing really hard, and they're doing it, not me. I'll take questions. Back to me.
You guys did a pretty good job on Machado, especially early, not letting him get going and running up and down. What was the key there?
R.J. Williams, tough guy, stayed in front of him. I thought Machado really hurt us. Their guards really hurt Dylan and R.J. last time. We won a road game against Fairfield that, you know, Dylan and R.J. haven't been in a situation where you win a big road game, you have to play a game 24 hours later. I thought they didn't have it, and I thought they were ready to go, right? They were mentally ready to stop Jones and Machado. You know, you're not going to shut them down, but R.J. Williams just competed and stayed in front of him. You know, you got to stay in front of him. Once he's by, you're in big trouble.
You mentioned the culmination of, from 8 years ago to now. I mean, how much do you think about that?
Every day. I left an ACC program I left a program where, you know, we cut down the nets in 2004, the ACC tournament. To come here was a little bit of a risk, but this is a great school, so I knew you could build here. It's just, you had to start, and it's just, Gary Williams and I talk about this a lot, and Krzyzewski talks about this. Climbing Mount Everest isn't that bad in the first half. The next 25% is attainable. It's the last 25% that just, you don't know till you get there. We got it to a winning season. We won 10 games in 15, but to try and compete for the league title, Siena 3 times, Manhattan, Iona having a pro, Jared Jordan going to the pros. I mean, I didn't realize that this at the good mid-major level, Patrick. I didn't realize to climb the last 75% was that tough. Well, Krzyzewski learned it. What Gary Williams has done at Maryland is incredible because no one else in that league's done it. It's Duke and Carolina. I mean, like, I talked to the guy Fran McCaffrey at Iowa. He doesn't realize how hard it is now that he has to go. You're talking Ohio State, Michigan State. Well, what about Indiana? And it's the same thing. To get 50% up here, the school's a great school. There's players in the area. To get the next 25%, which gets us 3/4 of the way, a lot of hard work, good players. But the last 25%, that's the school, Father Lane, the AD, Jim Paquette, players, me, everybody. So when you ask me if I think about it, sure, because everyone is a part of it, and that's good. It's certainly not me, not that smart. I'm the Catholic you. Barely.
So how important is it to put yourself in a position to play them again in Springfield?
That'd be just fine. If their RPI is higher, I think they should lose. We could win and we'd both go to the NCAA. See, I'm always thinking outside the box. I'm not going to get 2 teams in the league and have the first place team lose. No, we want to play them. They're good. We want to play them. But I'm worried about Fairfield. Fairfield's playing really well. And they have great players. Rakeem Sanders is like Eric, a transfer that can really play. You know, Eric transferred from they've got a guard, Derek Needham, that can score like Bobby Olson. Fairfield was picked second for a reason. They have players and a new coach. They're starting to hit their stride. But do I think that we're in the mix? Sure. Manhattan, we killed them by 1 here in the last second shot, you know. So if those are the 4, and I'm not saying other teams can't do it, and I know how it is. To be in the top 6 is what you got to do because you play 3 games instead of 4. Then you got to move your way up in the top 6. We would like first or second so that we play a team that play the game. You know, it's all math. But do I want to play Iona? Yeah, I think us and Iona. Well, I like Iona. First of all, Klus is a good guy. He used to own a bar. Gee, I wonder why I like him. No. Second of all, he did in Long Beach, and his brothers were great players, but that doesn't matter. He coached high school, he coached Division II, nobody gave Klus anything. He came in, he got up to a higher level, and he plays a good style. I like the style Klus and I play. I think that's the MAC, the way it has always been. Pressing, running, scoring, that's what we do. Not here to disparage anybody else, but I like the way Klus plays. It's always going to be a fun game. First one to 80 wins, and me and him laugh about it. But that's good for basketball. You know, we're in New York City, Baltimore League, and we play fast. So I like